This past Monday, a house fire in Springfield left 4 people displaced and 2 animals dead. And now 3 other dogs rescued from that fire are fighting to stay alive in Boston. Western Mass News reporter Madison Lasowski has more on their conditions.
A St. Patrick's Day tragedy on Carew Street in Springfield, where officials say 4 residents lost their home and 2 of their pets. However, 3 dogs did survive the fire. The MSPCA tells Western Mass News that Delilah, Peluche, and Savannah are now undergoing intensive care at the Angel Animal Medical Center in Boston. The organization says that upon examination, doctors realized the dogs were in severe respiratory distress, and it's suspected they might also have some neurological issues.
They are doing as well as they can be, but we're kind of moment to moment to figure out if we can salvage them.
Mike Kiley, the vice president of the Animal Protection Division for the MSPCA, says that the organization had to first make sure that it was safe to transport the animals from Western to Eastern Mass because their injuries were that severe.
After getting stabilized a little bit and on oxygen at that vet hospital, we took them in last night around 6 p.m. and are continuing treatment.
And Kiley says that additional injuries from the fire may present themselves over time.
The other challenging part is that what we know from house fire situations is, depending on how close they were to the fire, how long they were exposed, other things can declare over the course of days.
And while the MSPCA is working day and night to save these pets, it's going to take a minimum of $20,000 to cover their care.
We're going to do everything that we can to minimize the costs, but the reality is that when animals come in for this severity, it does take a lot of resources to be able to get them to that point.
Now, Kiley and his crew are asking for your help.
Our hope is that this tragedy can be lightened a little bit by their survival.
For a link to donate to the MSPCA to help give these 3 Chihuahuas another chance at life, head to our website at westernmassnews.com. For now, reporting in studio, Madison Lasowski for Western Mass News.
Coming up tonight.